They fight each other.
They fight each other. Strange.
They don't fight another
They
dog.
don't fight their dog. They fight each other. Yes.
This one, I...
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk for Real. I'm Mary and I have with me my co-hosts Evelyn and Jimmy. And today we have Sunny Chong, dog trainer and founder of Sunny Chong Dog Training School. Hi Sunny.
Hello. Hi.
Please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, my name is Sunny Chong. I've been working with dogs for long time. So I'm still working closely. Yes, we train dogs and we teach them how to be a good dog at home. Yes.
So what sparked your interest in this industry?
To be honest, right, back in 30 years ago, actually there's not much interest. Actually, there's nothing that can spark. It's just a something that you like to do. You just go into it, just like every one of you. You have a pet, and then we start to love our pet. We want to do things with our pet. As for me, I enroll myself into a Singapore Kennel Club and learn how to teach my dog to be a good boy at home. And that's where I continue with my interests, and it takes further step by step. And finally, I participate in competition and more competition. And finally, it grows into a strong passion. And it just naturally, it just, without planning, I must say, it just go into what we are today as a school.
So why in specific a dog trainer? I mean, in the pet industry, there is so many different types of occupations, right? But why specifically a dog trainer?
Well, every owner wants to teach their dog to be a good boy. So the same for me. I want to teach my dog. I want to train my dog to be the dog that I want. Yeah, to be able to, come and greet me when I can walk my dog off leash. That's where you teach. It's quite similar to you train your dog. And as you go along, right, you achieve a lot of tasks together with your dog, and you want to do more. And that's where you read up more, you find out more things, and then you keep training them. And then people come and ask you, hey, can you share with me how you achieve this? How you get your dog to be able to roll over? How you're able to fetch a newspaper? And that's where then we share, then we exchange idea. Then it becomes more and more sharing, and more people start to get interested. And then we can teach you what to do. And that's where maybe it developed into a trainer.
And do you have any pets yourself, and are there any breeds that you favor specifically?
Actually, it's quite standard. All trainers keep border collies.
Why border collie?
Well, they are number one intelligence rated on the chart, and they are fast. They are very quick to pick up things, and that's where we want.
Oh, so after this episode, I think border collie will be a breed that everyone is looking for.
But are they so smart that they will outsmart some owners?
Yes, of course, yeah. They are thinking dog because they are herding breeds, so they think what they want. It's very common that if you have a border collies, you will see that border collie is not a dog that the attitude is just leave me alone like some dogs. Yeah, they will come and nudge you. Hey, come. They will want you to have interaction. Even if you leave them alone, they will come and they will push your hands. Yeah, they tuck into tuck into you, and then they want to let's play, let's do something together. Yep. And then when you start to interact, they want even more. They want more and more and more. Yeah, that's the best part about having a working breed.
But also, I think pet owners who are considering this breed also needs to consider the commitment they need to have. Like they need to be able to stimulate them, and also give them enough enough things to do as well, right? Yeah. If not, they will end up wrecking the house, right? I've heard of some stories that they get so bored that they end up wrecking the whole house.
Because to them, they don't understand this is breaking the house. This is part of playing. This is part of doing something. Yep. So you're right. So you have to keep them occupied, give them things to do, exercise them, discipline them, then all the affection will come in. Yeah, usually that is the routine that we carry out. We always exercise, we discipline, then we give the affections. Yeah, then you probably will see the dog that you want.
So other than border collie, I mean, in Singapore, there's a lot of small breeds or small and mini breeds.
Yeah,
So is
of
it
course.
any other breeds that is, I mean, easy to train or?
Well, there are still many. In fact, all dogs are intelligent. Yeah,
dogs,
they
right?
pick up things
Even
as
bulldog?
well. Bulldog, yes.
Okay.
Actually, it's just time lah. Eventually, they still get there. Yeah, we see many clever bulldog around as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't have the wrong impression that bulldog is not.
Sorry, it's not saying that wrong impression. Because every time when I saw bulldogs, is they are like sleeping or they are crouching, like the face doesn't show that they are those really learning fast.
Yeah. We have different breeds, right? We have different category of where they belongs to. We have the working breed, we have the toy breed, we have what you call hunting group. We have so many, you see. So obviously, if you fall under the hunting group, you cannot be a sleeping dog, lah. Yeah. So you have to understand about the nature of this breed. Then you will roughly know what can you expect from them. Yeah. Of course, it's difficult to get a bulldog to run the agility. Yeah, because they are not bred for that purposes. They can, but as compared to a sporting dog, like a Shetland sheepdog, of course they are faster.
Yeah, I think this part is very important because I think for every pet owners, when you are ready to get a dog, I think it's also you need to know the nature of this dog, whether which category they are in,
Yes.
and whether if you gotta find a very high activity or hunting dogs, I think you need to spend more time with them outdoor or create activity. If not, it's what like Sunny mentioned that the whole house will like renovations.
Every day renovate.
Yeah.
I think finding the right dog breed is like finding the right partner, right? You need to be in sync your lifestyle.
Yeah, you need to you need to know each other well. You need to compromise on things. You need to love each other. Then you'll find a good partner.
Yeah. One thing better than dogs compared to partners is that dogs don't really argue with you. They do bark back lah, but
Yeah, no matter how hard you scold them, they come back see you, they will still wag their tail and
yeah,
something like this, right?
not like the husband come back and then the face still black one. Right.
Yeah.
So let's move on. This is then our next question is something that we ask all our guests. So if your niece brings back a dog today, right, what are the 3 things that you would want to tell her?
My niece.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is the dog is for me?
Her dog.
Or
She
her
can
own
tell
dog,
you,
her own
I
dog.
got a dog. So what are the 3 things that you want to remind her, like as a pet owner?
Right. Well, I would say be patient with your dog. Start to teach the basic things and then be committed because of this decision. Yes.
Yeah. A dog is really a lifetime commitment.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something that we always stress upon.
So patient, commitment, and time.
Yes.
These 3 things are what you're looking at. Okay.
All right, let's move on to the main topic for today, dog training. So when should a dog training start?
Training starts as early as the minute the dog reach your house. Yeah.
When it's just
When
puppy
you bring your home, yes.
The day he reaches your
Reaches your house.
Oh,
Okay, let me explain now. When you bring a puppy home, it's just like a toddler as compared to a human. The puppy really doesn't understand anything. He doesn't understand that he need to go to the tray. Yeah. As long as I need to pee, I just pee on the floor. Yeah. But they cannot wear pampers at that moment. Yeah. Just like kids. Yeah. I mean, there are some pampers that is for dog as well. But it's good to start teaching them what do you want for the toilet, because they need to go to toilet anyway. And one day they need to go like 5-6 times. And if you don't start this, it's going to be a lot of cleaning. So the first thing I would recommend is to get your things ready first before the puppy comes home. So what are some of the things? You need to know where you want to keep the dog. Confine them first. That's to keep them out of trouble. And puppies, usually, they need to rest a lot. So you give them a designated areas. Like for example, you can have a playpen You can fence it up like even 4 pieces or 6 pieces. Put them in a nice corner, and then you put a tray inside or pipette, and you start to teach them how to use the pipettes or the tray. So that in that confined area that you have, they start to learn how to walk into the tray to finish the pee and the poo before you start to the next phases of opening up into your house. So you are progressing in a manageable ways. That's where you keep a lot of headaches and cleaning.
So should pet parents start with essential trainings like this, like potty training and
potty training, and then create a good eating habits. Like for example, you have a good timing, like it can be 2 meals, 3 meals. Yeah, keep to that time, because what goes in must come out. If you are able to keep to the time, chances are that you are actually nurturing when your dog will have the poo-poo as well. Yeah, so it's easier, much easier to manage as well.
This podcast is proudly sponsored by Hill's Science Diet. Did you know, on average, puppies and kittens experience over 80% of their lifetime growth before their first birthday? Therefore, it is crucial to give them the best possible start. Hill's Science Diet puppy and kittens support 5 essential building blocks for lifelong health and a breakthrough blend of prebiotic fibers to support gut microbiome and digestive system. Available at pet shops, vet clinics, and online now. Should they concentrate first on these essential trainings, then move on to other things? Like, I know a lot of pet parents like myself, right? When we first get our dog, we're so excited. Then we want to train everything, then train to pee, and then after that, paw, roll over. Would they get confused? Like, wow, so many things to learn.
Yeah. Because at 3 months, 4 months, right? They're still very, very young, actually. So take one thing at a time. Do the essential thing first, which is usually from the home. Yeah. Well, you can teach all the tricks, but those are additional. But the most necessity, the most basic, get them sorted out first. You will see that it's more enjoyable. Yeah.
So what are the most common dog training challenges that you see among pet parents?
When we visit homes with puppies, especially the first-time owner, I guess probably being a young parents, they have a lot of ideas. They have a lot of what they want. Yeah. And this wants usually is so much more than what the puppy can achieve at this point of time. Example, I want my dog to do toilet training. I want him to go obedience training. I want him to do tricks. I want him to start barking, or I want him to do a lot of things, which is not attainable at this point of time, because you need to do one at a time. Yeah. So we need to, one of the challenge is to explain that you need to do 1, then go to 2, go to 3. Yeah. So, yep. So it's a challenge to tell them that you need to do step by step.
Because they're always very excited, right?
They're very
Everything also
excited.
want to try. Then I go TikTok, and then TikTok show a new trick. The time the nose one.
Yeah.
I also want to learn.
Yeah. Then one more thing, they start to Google. They start to find out from the internet about you can do this, and then they start to do things which is not ready to do it at this point of time. Yeah. And that may contradict what we are trying to teach, the step-by-step ways.
Okay, then I think a lot of pet parents, in fact, me myself, when the first time I have a dog, I think it is quite like a bit lost that what should I do first, you know. I think at that time of me, it was really like they must eat, because I think change your environment. Usually when they come back home, I think sometimes they are stressed and do not have good appetite, or the dogs maybe, you know, because it's new, very lost. So like what you mentioned, you need to confine them in a place that sometimes you feel that, hey, why I buy a dog and in the day I was like being trapped in a cage, that kind of things.
Yeah. A lot of misconception. Like, why must I confine? It's so cruel. I need to let the dog out.
Free and
He need to
easy.
exercise. He need to run around. Yeah. So, but this dog is not ready to have this freedom yet, because he doesn't know the house rules. And that's where they got into trouble of cleaning, and then they get so frustrated, and then they cannot sleep. And then in the night, right, they got so frustrated, then they have to enclose. And that's where the dog start to bark. And then the night cannot sleep again. So one thing lead to another one. So if you follow rule step by step, all these things will be easier to bring across. And the puppy can learn better as well.
So does it mean that when I have a dog, it's better for me to actually consult a trainer? Or should I just find out from Google? Or I think trainer, you all have your way of handling and
yes, because we deal with dogs day in day out as well, including puppies. So we know exactly step one. What should actually is quite a SOP thing. It's just like if you have a child, step one, the nurse will tell you do this. Step two, step three. Yeah. So if you want to read from the internet and do yourself, it may not be more of a proven kind of approach, rather than it's a self-read and then you try to improvise to do your way. Well, you may get there, but probably you have go a bigger round.
Yeah, I think there's also too many direction for Googles or when we find internet, because
they are,
you don't know which one is the exact to follow.
Correct. And then every puppies are also different. So because we deal with so many, we roughly will know what is the step one or step two to carry out this as well. Yeah. And then there are a lot of hidden things that is through experience that you know it. I'll give you an example. If you have a puppy, you have you read from internet, or you need to confine. All right, you need to put a tray inside so the dog can pee. But where shall you position this setup? So you start to guess. So some people put it in the living room. Yep. So they want to see the dog, because I want to see the dog every day. So I don't want to put it in one corner. So they put it in the living room. But in the living room, right, is the busiest area that everybody walks. So the puppy cannot have a good rest. And number two, when he start to pee or poo, right, somebody walk past and then the puppy will, then he follows. Then after he poop, somebody walk past and he follows. So indirectly, right, you are teaching your dog to pee and poo and walk. And that's where this in future, right, it's difficult to correct this, because your dog can start off on the tray to poop. When he complete the job, is somewhere else, far from the tray. And that's where he drop. Yeah, so this kind of things, right, it requires us to step in to tell you what is the small details here and there, so that you get it right the first time.
Shortcut lah. The fastest way.
The fastest way
without
going one big round.
Yeah.
Because come back to the same example, you need to correct them, which I need to confine back so that you start to walk in that confinement again, which require unnecessary time and steps, and the dog confine even longer.
Yeah. So if dogs could talk, right, what do you think would be their biggest complaint when it comes to training?
I think what I observe, right, I think they will tell us, be consistent in what you do. Because every family members have their own ways.
So they become confused.
They are confused.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is very true. Because even my own dog, right, when I tell him, paw paw, I do this. But when my husband says paw paw, he do this. To him, the dog is a different hand signal, right? Like high five is like this. So whenever my husband is like paw paw, he's like, why the dog doesn't give me your paw? Because you're doing the wrong thing. But to him, he's like, what you want? Your hand is.
Is that a new trick that you're trying to teach me?
Yeah, but it sounds the same as the one that Mama just taught me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think consistent is right.
The words that you use also different. In fact, right, a lot of times the dog are trying to figuring out whether paw is what is paw. What is this action means? So they have learned a few skills. So actually they are also guessing, what exactly do you want? So they start to offer a lot of behavior. For example, they start to give you a paw, or they start to lie down, or they start to roll over when they do this. So they are trying to offer you, see which one hit the jackpot.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I try everything.
Yeah. They just do a lot of things. And
so maybe the first
one will get it lah. So the teaching has to be consistent, I would say. Yeah.
So that means that you are indirectly training the family to have some discipline.
In a way, we are trying to teach them to be consistent of what you are working on. Yeah, because the beginning stage is important. I give you another example. In training, we like to walk our dogs on the left hand side, right? And there's always a posture that we how we hold the line and all these things. Some owners say no need lah. Right hand side also can lah. Then use retractable leash like that also can lah. Yeah. So there's so many ways of doing. But if you are looking at in future, if you are looking at one day, you hope to walk your dog off leash. With a command, he must know where to go, which you are confusing at the beginning. Yeah. So actually a lot of things that we do at the beginning, right? It actually facilitate the later part of what you want to achieve as well. Yes. So consistency is important. Yeah, I must say, yes. Yeah. But a lot of time also owners will say, no lah, I don't think my dog to be, I don't need him to be off leash. I just want walk by my side, I'm happy. But when he reached the stage of the dog walk by the side, I want off leash. Because we always want to have better and better. Yeah. So consistency is still make you walk a longer way lah.
Okay, and I know just now you also mentioned a bit about trainers love border collies, right? And also regarding when it comes to training different breeds, a lot of times it's the training method, and some breeds take a little longer time. But maybe could you let us know a few breeds that are easier and a few breeds that are harder to train that may take a bit more time to train?
The easier, of course, the working breed is one of the easiest. There's a few which is in the chart that, like for example, Golden Retriever, German Shepherd. Interestingly, there's a Poodle in there as well. So Poodle is also quite a clever dog. Border Collies, yeah. And what else? Well, we have seen very clever Shetland as well. Shetlands, Cavalier King Charles. Yeah, these are all the very high energy. They want to work. They want to please you a lot. Yeah, so these are the few breeds I think will be quite an interesting breed to start with. So you have the big and the small as well. Yeah. I'm the slow one. Not that they are stupid. It's just that they are not breed for working. Probably I must say maybe like what Jimmy has said earlier, the park. Yeah, the bulldogs. They are, because they are slower in movements. So they are not so keen to work and run. Yeah, so probably you need to understand the physics because they are not bred for that purpose. So it may be slower as well.
Chow Chow?
Chow Chow. Have you seen a working Chow Chow before?
I feel that they are like very elegant and like
to chill and just
living in their own world, that kind of dogs.
Chow Chow, I must say, is not an easy breed to keep as well.
Yeah, but it's a very beautiful dog.
It's a very, very beautiful dog. I would suggest to start early as well, especially on the temperament side. Yes, because we have seen very, how should I say, maybe not so good temper Chow Chow that come to the school.
Yeah,
yes.
I always hear from friends like Chow Chow is like not a very easy breed to take care. Yeah,
long hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but I think training part they are also
probably needs a lot of work as well.
A lot of the time.
Yeah, more works. Yeah. Usually, I must say that usually owners with Chow Chow, they come. They don't want their dog to be able to do a lot of things. They just want to walk their dog nicely. Yeah, and sit in the cafe, good temperament.
I think the most basic is sit and maybe like stand. Yeah, paw. That's the most basic. Come, that will interact with you.
Come is an important command. Yeah, because a lot of accident dog run away.
Yeah.
Must be able to call your dog back.
Yeah.
So I mean, back to just now the topic saying like owners will want to unleash their dogs. I think that is also not a very easy thing to do because you do not know whether your dog will run away, especially when you're outside and I don't think our speed is gonna match them if anything happen. I mean, I do see dogs that run across the road. It's very dangerous. Then the owners may not be ready, and they start to unleash the dogs. So I think this part is really need to consult professionals before really, letting your dogs to go. Yeah.
To be able to achieve a reliable off-leash dog, right? You need training, definitely, yes. And it has to be stage by stage. Yep. So you need to go from basic with the leash to becomes walking on a loose leash. And then we can add one more, that is walking on a loose light leash. Light leash means, for example, you can improvise using a very light string. Yet it won't snap. That the dog cannot feel the weight. And when you want to run, he got stuck again. And then finally you go into an off leash. So there is a process to reach the off leash dog that you want. Yeah.
Okay. So bias question, just very curious, just now about the smart, easy and harder to train dogs, right? How about Bishons? Because I had Bishons. So I'm just thinking, how about Bishons?
Well, I would say the Bishon is clever as well. It is a clever dog, yes. We have seen some Bishon in the competition ring as well. They are doing very well. Yeah, I would guess that how should I say, the dog is there. Yeah, it's who is going to work on it. Yeah, that will make the difference. Because they are all intelligent basically. Is how much time, how much commitments, how much effort that you're willing to put in to make this dog what is the outcome is going to be. Yeah. No, but Bishon is a clever dog.
Okay,
definitely, yes.
Yeah, I also feel they're very clever, so I'm not biased. It's just
So at the end of the day, it's not because of the dog problem. It's actually more on the owners.
Yeah, it's the time span, how much effort and time you're willing to invest.
And what are your thoughts on positive reinforcements versus other training methods?
Well, the trend now is all towards positive training. It's just like teaching human kids now. Last time our parents caned us, but now we have to talk about 爱的教育. Gotta slowly nurture. So similarly for animals, we are also moving towards we try and teach them in rewarding ways. Even the collar you use, the leash that you use is also going towards the friendly way now. So that's the trend. There are even more and more treats that's on the market that you try and find one that they will be so crazy over it. So it's a good way of teaching. So even for us, right, we are using collar and leash, which generally is acceptable of what is used in the market as well. So it works well. It works well. So we are happy with that actually.
I'm just curious because whenever we talk about positive reinforcement, a lot of times we're talking about giving treats, right? But are there any other ways besides giving treats? Do some dogs maybe react to just purely affection?
Treats is tangible. Yeah, they're able to taste it, and eat it, and I look forward to it again. Yeah, praise is something that is not tangible. It's more of reacting to the sound. I give you an example. For example, you say "good boy." Yeah, some dogs don't understand what's "good boy," but when you use the tone of "good boy," it sounds like a good boy. When you use "good boy," it doesn't sound like a good boy. So the dog actually pick up the tone as well, the pitch that they will react to it. So but again, this is good, but it's not so much as tangible as compared to a treats. So what we do is in training, we like to use a combination of using voice and using treats as well. So for treats, right, it doesn't mean that every sit you will get one treats. No. Yeah, initially, yes. But as we go along, maybe 5 sit, you got 1 treats. Or 10 sits, then probably 2 or 3 treats. Yep. The dog knows I will getting something, but when? That's where they have to keep working to finally get the reward, the tangible treats that they have. In between, we will use good boy. So that's where it entices them to work again. And then finally, with a few good boy, the treats come. So that's where they want to work more. They want to work more. I guess with a combination, you can achieve great results.
And how do you handle stubborn or reactive dogs?
Spend more time.
Spend
Spend more time. Repeat, and repeat.
Okay, must repeat and be consistent all the time, right?
Yes. You probably will repeat one move for many, many times. And then take a break, come again. And tomorrow, repeat again. They will get it. It's just time.
But what about dogs that have socialization issue? Those that really don't like other dogs, don't like other humans. How do you handle such?
Actually, if you understand the theory of this comfort level, let me give you an example. For example, human, like me and you, if this is the first time we meet, if I keep a reasonable distance between you and me, I don't cross into your comfort zone, we are okay. So you're happy and I'm happy, so we can talk and just like dogs. If you keep to their comfort zone level, they are not too close. Usually they just mind their own business. They just walk through. Now imagine back again now. I'm getting closer and closer and towards you, and as such that I cross your comfort level and you will feel a little uneasy. And that's where you will as well show me as well your body movements. That's where dog also the same. They show you a little bit of little movement. So it's quite similar. Then if I don't get the signal, I go closer, you probably to the stage where it actually go into your red zone already, you probably give me a slap. Right? That's where again dog go into a fight. So in training, like what we are trying to do here is we're trying to narrow this comfort zone, this invisible circle, right? Smaller and smaller in the dog. So that they can go closer and closer. And hopefully they can be next to each other. So this way of working, right, it requires time. And guidance as well. So in training, that's what we are working at. It doesn't mean that just hopefully and we just put them together and hope that it will happen.
So is that a slower process?
Slower process. And this slower process, right, there's many ways to stimulate it. Like for example, we bring them for walks. It's easier to do outdoor. Why? Because there's so many more distractions rather than they keep focusing on each other. Right? It's just like, for example, me and you go for a walk, and then just sitting here or comparing to going for a walk. As we go outside for a walk, right, we see the sceneries, but then we chat, then we can, becomes good friends, then we can, don't cross into each other's zone, and then we become closer and closer again. Same thing for dogs. When you go for walks, right? They are also more concerned about, oh, what's this? Oh, what's that tree? Oh, there's a dog there. Oh, there's what? And they forgot about, there's this guy next to me. So over time of keep doing right daily, then they will slowly accept this closeness as well. You are actually improving on this comfort zone.
Yeah. So I think this brings us into the topic of behavioral issues. So when we talk about behavioral issues, one of the things we think about is aggression. So is there a direct cause for aggression, or are some dogs just born with it?
I would say aggression don't start just overnight. They all started with some frustration. Like for example, right? For example, let's say food aggression. Very, very common. Very common, yeah? When they are puppies, well, you can take away the bowl, you can put your finger in, and you start to do all these things, right? So if you continue with that, probably they grow up, they are okay with it. Yeah? But it will be another different story if today you feed, everybody keep away. Don't disturb the dog. So the dog eat, yeah? Then one fine day you decide you don't want to keep away, you want to sit by the dog. And then one fine day you decide that I need to take away the bowl. So it's a different kind of scenario every time you do this. So as a result, right, this dog may feel that, hey, why are you taking away my food? Yesterday you are far away from me. Today you are like snatching away my food. So it may give you some warning. So this warning, you probably, never mind lah, just continue. Yeah, so you don't get it. So you once in a while you come for it. Once in a while you leave it alone. So this frustration may develop into the next phase. That's where they start to louder now. Yeah. And one day they just snap your hands. So what I'm trying to say here is that it doesn't start overnight. It is accumulative over time that you reach this explosive kind of behavior.
And what should pet parents do once they start to notice like that little growl and that little signs of aggression?
Let's come back to the example of food aggression. Yeah. So how we tackle this issue is that we usually put a collar and leash on the dog. Yeah, we put the food there where we can bring the dog there, sit, eat, he eats, and then leave. We just use the leash and walk away. Yeah. Or we bring him to the food, we walk past the food. Yeah. Or we let him sit, then we play with the food and all these things. So you want to let the dog know that it's yours. Nobody's going to take it away. Yeah. So they start to control themselves when somebody else is near the food. So you teach, you go back to basics and teach from there.
Would it be advisable for them to engage a trainer once they notice this issue starts happening?
It can be quite serious as well, because at the moment we do have one case. It's a Japanese Spitz as well. Perfect temperament, but only when it comes to food, it will snap you real hard. Yes. Yeah. So for this case, the owner they leave the dog with us to sort it out. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's also, would it be better also once I start noticing, I bring to a trainer rather than it's been ongoing, let's say for years already, then only I bring, it'll be a lot harder for the trainer.
Much harder, because for us, right, it's easier to solve it quickly. Yeah, at the initial stage.
And let's talk a bit about separation anxiety. I think a lot of pet parents all have to work. So sometimes they leave their dogs at home and then they get separation anxiety. How do they manage that?
The word separation anxiety already tells you that when you get separated, the anxiety build up. Yeah. So to us, we think that why separation anxiety? Because most of the time, this behavior developed because the owner spends so much time with the dog, and there is not many or enough exposure with other things. For example, it's always in the house and the owner work from home. And then finally, I need to go to office now. Just like COVID happened, yeah. So a lot of separation anxiety happens. So the way to sort this out, actually, if you relate back to human again, yeah, it's like a kid who is very introvert and only want to cling to the mummy. So one of the way to do this is the mummy and the kid must be separated, right? Then there's a way to give the kid a chance to be independent and find other things to occupy him. Or you send the kids to activities to participate in hobbies, activities, make more friends, so that more things go into the head, more friends. So when the kid, right, he sleeps, he dream about other things rather than the mummy. So same thing, let the dog goes for activities, go out more, go for dog cafe, go for walks, go for dog care, go for training. There are so many things. Then when the dog comes back, it comes back with a set of memories that happened in the day. So he starts to think about what happened this morning. So rather than the whole head, right, is all about mummy. Yeah. And that's where he actually diluted this focus point. And that's where he starts to be independent as well. Yeah. That's where slowly the separation anxiety will go away. Yeah.
Would getting a friend help, like another dog? Would that help?
Yes, it helps. But not two dogs start to lock in the home again.
Then both got separation
Then
anxiety
two of them,
together.
if you separate them, they will have separation anxiety. Yeah. Again, the thing about dog is that what they want is to have a balanced life. Yeah. So they not only they have the immediate family, they also have their social life as well. then it's a more balanced dog. And that's where all these issues about separation anxiety will just go away.
Okay, and the other thing also is that most of us live in high-rise buildings where the houses are very close to each other. So how do we manage dogs that bark a lot? So every time someone walk past the corridor, they can hear footsteps. Then when someone delivers something, so
Usually, is that normal? I think a dog should bark, right?
that's normal for my dogs lah. So I feel it's normal.
I don't know. I mean, in the past,
I don't know whether there's a point where it hits too much. Yeah, and where do we find that balance? You also cannot expect them not to bark, right? Yeah.
You see, right, dogs, they need to bark.
Yeah.
Just like human, we need to talk. Correct? But us human, we know what is too loud or what causes people get angry about you, get irritated. Why you talk so loud? Why are you so rude? To a dog, they don't understand. So we know how to control our voice. Like, hey, this is like, it's too loud. But dogs say, whoa, 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 and then whoa, 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 it's the same.
Yeah.
So to them, they don't know. So who is going to tell this dog that, hey, too loud already, you are disturbing the neighbor? They don't know. So who is going to determine this? It's actually us, the human, right? So to them, they don't know what is nuisance. It's just something trigger. I talk lah. So yeah, so it's us. So it comes back to what? It comes back to training again. Yeah, this dog must understand. If you cross this level, when my owner tell me to stop, I have to stop. Yeah, because they don't understand. Yeah, to me, I see a dog downstairs from the high rise, I bark, normal. It's normal what? It's just I tell you, hey, look, somebody is downstairs. If I'm talking, it's the same, right? It's the same, right? Yeah. So it's the human that decide. So in training, right, we feel that we are not here to teach a dog to be a mute, or they call it 'e gao lah. So we are not teaching that, right? We basically are teaching your dog to be not so easily affected by the surrounding sound, yeah, or people walking past, like what Jimmy has says, yeah, or any little things that may trigger. So they will still bark, but not everything. And if you really get so-called triggered and they need to bark, then the owner will decide whether is it a nuisance or is it a normal bark. If it's a nuisance, then owner must be able to call this dog come to my side, or quiet. Then it's a reasonable way of teaching. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
But some owners are just so chill. They say maybe it's the right for the dogs to bark.
Yeah. Some
They just leave it.
can you imagine some owner like it?
Yeah.
Some owner want their dog to bark.
Music to the ears.
Some
right?
owners say no. So it's hard to be a dog, You don't know whether to bark or not to bark. Some is even worse. I have owners that say, hey, please teach my dog to bark at the teeth.
So they
But
must
the policeman
identify.
cannot bark.
yeah.
I mean, how is he going to know? Yeah, he cannot. Thief must bark. How are you going to know who is the thief? Yeah. Or some say you see the right neighbor, right? This one, my friend, cannot bark. But you see the left neighbor, right? This one must bark. But they won't know, right? Yeah. So it's difficult. Yeah. So it's difficult for them to judge which is which.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes I also feel bad because I feel like sometimes middle of the night, right? Then I'm doing something and my dog calls me. So sometimes he will paw me, and then sometimes I'm so distracted, so I ignore him. Then he will bark at me. Then I'll be like, hey, keep quiet, very late already. But then I realized when he pawed me initially, I asked him, wait first. Then to get my attention, he barked. Then I asked him, keep quiet. But I feel so bad because I realized the only way for him to talk to me is actually barking at me. So he actually is just probably like, Mama, hello. Like,
maybe he wanted something.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to drink. Maybe he wants to go open the door, please. I want to go toilet.
Yeah. So it's like, I realized, where is that balance? Because he's actually talking to me. Then I asked him to like, wait, keep quiet. Also not very right?
Well, so what we do is how should I say? Well, if you feel that, for example, the door is not closed, it's open, you can get to the back, to the toilet, and there's a drink there. So you roughly, know that maybe this demand, right, is not so reasonable.
Yeah, like I definitely know he wants my attention. Like, hello.
Yeah. So you can pet, I go sleep. Yeah. Well, yeah, for me, right, I probably will take a look. Is it anything that you want? Then I ask him go and sleep lah. Yeah, that's what I will do with it.
Okay. So what are the common misconceptions about dog behavior that some pet parents have?
They assume that all dogs will just fit into their family lifestyle when they bring home.
Yeah, true.
It's tough. It's tough. They don't just happen. Even bringing one guest to stay in your house for long term, you need time as well and understanding some of the house rules. Now you bring a dog or an animal, you need even more effort to rehabilitate them and change them such that they can stay nicely, comfortably fit into your lifestyle. So they don't just happen. You need to have some effort.
I think this is what in the starting part you mentioned about commitment, time, and patience. I think that is also, it happens when, I think a lot of owners, they may not be ready, but they think they are ready. And they started to get the dogs. And like what you say, it can't go into their lifestyles. And the dogs start to misbehave. And that's where owners give up. Yeah. So I think that is also a very important part for all those pet parents or pet owners that we really wanted to get a dog. I think this is really these 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we really need to be prepared. Yeah.
In training point of view, we try to teach the dog as much as we can so that it's not given up easily. Because that's one of our motto as we go along. And we also realize that, more owners have changed their mind from initially want to give up after they're coming to the school. So this is something that push us on and on as well. Yeah.
So that means that there are parents that actually want to give up on the dog. So but they came to your school for training. So after that, everything changed.
We have owners that come to us to say that I'm going to give him a last chance. So we are quite stressed as well sometimes. Yeah. So So we do our best to do what we can do, and then try and educate the owner to then understand that there's no magic. Things don't happen overnight. Well, most of the time if they are prepared to go for this, even if they say this is my last chance, they are prepared to go through lah. So usually it will go through nicely.
Okay. Will there be a part of they love the school so much? So if let's say is that, because maybe it's a short term after the training or everything and the pet parents start not to send them for training, will the dog miss the school and start to be sad,
Separation
emotional
anxiety from the
from
school.
the school? Will that happen?
Well,
I love the school so much. There's so many friends.
Do you miss going to school, Jimmy?
Not really.
Not really. Does any kid miss going to school?
Yeah. So
Very seldom, right?
Yeah, very seldom.
Yeah.
Usually it's only like maybe miss some friends.
Yeah,
and-
I would say that they grow up as well. So when they grow up, they are into next phase of life. They want different things at different phase of their life. So they move on.
Okay.
What about, since you're talking about behavioral and all that, right? What about male dogs that,
Marking.
not only marking, male dogs that like vertical stuff, male dogs that like to come to your legs and
Hum.
harm the guests. Is there something that you can teach them or teach
I thought that
owners
should
to
be
handle?
something you should feel you're attractive. That's why the dogs try to hum.
Like you're very proud. Like every time I go to a house, the dog.
The dog will hum me.
Okay.
Because this is natural. You know that you talk about aggression and all that. Maybe that's something that is something that is all about control, about discipline, right? But this is like, the dog's nature, maybe.
Actually, not just male dog hum. Female dog also hum.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't see that much, maybe.
Well, we have female dogs that hum as well. Yes. So, I would say that this is some behavior of animals lah. Yeah. So it still come back to what do you want? You teach the dog what you want. For example, we have when I remember when we teach some homes, right? One of the homes, the owner specifically say that every time when I come home, I want this dog to go to this special mat which is there, and I will remove my shoes, put my things. When I give a signal, then he will comes to me. So they have rules. So every time when she comes home or friends come, this dog will go to the mat and wait. Yeah. So it's all about teaching. It's all about teaching. Yeah. If you leave it alone, then it's the animal, the dog will try and display whatever he thinks is right. That will show you his affection, that he gets your attention as well. So maybe this is also one of the way, which is the dog thinks that is right, but to you, you think that no, this is not what I want.
Embarrassing, right? Isn't it? If you have your friends coming over and your dog decides to hug your guests.
So you teach before they come. Yeah. It's all about teaching, basically.
Telling them that this is not something you should do. Or
It's a consistent teaching. Every time they do it, then like...
So you see, right? This dog, okay, now imagine somebody comes to your house. I'm the dog. I'm very excited. I want to greet you. I want to get attention. So I'll do things that I think, what I think is right to get your attention. One of the ways is to hum. Right? To me, it's normal. But to my owner, I don't like. But how as a dog, I know that you don't like. So I don't know, right? So I would hope that my owner will teach me. So in future, what should I do? Correct? So it comes back to the owner again. So I ask back the owner, so what do you want? So when your friend comes, right? Or you come home, so what kind of reaction do you want from your dog? You won't know, right? So you have to teach them. What's happening now is that you're leaving it to the dog to decide. And then you say, no, I don't like this. Right?
Yeah. I think this just brings us back to really consistently teaching them and also like the house rules and also helping them adapt to our lifestyle overall when it comes to training mainly, right? Because I think dogs are really amazing. If you give them enough time and patience and attention, the way they mold into our lifestyle is really amazing. Like I see how my two dogs, they adjust to my lifestyle. It's amazing one. Given the right time and patience with them, I mean, it's worth it lah. Going through the initial phase with them.
Yeah. It's like my dog. Whenever I reach home, right? My little toy breed will just come, then he will show the belly, then he will expect me to rub. So I rub. After that, he run away. Well, that's the way that it's not grabbing the leg. That's because I teach. I want it to be like that.
Okay. So like grabbing newspaper, grab your shoes. All this is also part of teaching that we can train.
Well, if you like because some people want
newspaper.
I'm sure you see some owners, right? We reach home, the dog come and then they jump on them. Then the owner love it. They hug. Right? Some like it like that. Some say no. They push away. Yeah. So how the dog knows? So you have to teach her. So what do you want? You could teach them. Right?
So what really happened on the dogs is depend on the owners itself.
Really, I think,
Yeah, because every home wants different things.
Yeah. Like I think like different people want different. So like, for example, some owners, they don't sleep with their dogs. Like for me, I want to sleep with my dogs. So if my dog one day decides to jump down the bed and stay on the floor, I'll feel very hurt.
Yeah, you carry him back to the bed.
I'll be like, come back up.
Some will say, get out.
Yeah. So are there any breeds who generally have a better temperament?
Good temperaments, I think it's all nurture lah. You nurture from young lah. I would say. Example, how do you constitute a bad temperament? Cutting the nails, they bite you. Cleaning the ears, they bite you. Or what? Yeah, all this it can be nurtured from young.
That's true.
Yeah, it can be you really can nurture from young. Like my dogs, I can easily when they are eating, I can take away. Yeah, so another dog, it cannot. So is it a bad temperament? No, it's teaching from young.
Yeah.
So does it mean if let's say the dog, we didn't send them from young, probably adult 4 or 5, and we started, is it harder to train them, or
More effort, more time.
more effort, more time, more patience?
Yes. Yeah. You just have to, because you must understand, right? Whatever the product is, when I go for some houses consultation, whatever it is now is a product of what you have taught so far. The dog don't grow up to be like that. It's so far, whatever you teach, whatever you nurtured, this is the thing. Yeah, this is the behavior. This is the output. So if you don't like this output, then you have to change what you're doing. Yeah, the method of correction, it cannot follow back your old way of teaching. Yeah, so they have to understand that. Then it's easier to work, you see. Like for example, this owner say, hey, my dog pull on the leash, it pull very hard. Can you change? Yeah. So why the dog pull very hard? It must be from the beginning when the dog start to, all puppies don't start off with pulling. They start with walking by your side. Yeah. So when they start to slowly grow up, right, they start to pull a little bit, and finally it becomes that thing, the pulling hard way, right? So then you have to change. For example, you may have to change to a collar instead using a harness. Yeah. So you have to accept things that need work, can improve the current condition.
So for owners who want to train their dog, like for example, they train their dog on a leash, are there any regulations in Singapore that says there are certain places you can train your dog and certain places you cannot?
I would say that this is general understanding lah. Dog on the leash, you can walk your dog anywhere. Whether it constitute training or not, it's difficult to say. Yeah, I mean, I walk the dog. I check. I do a little bit of walking. Does that mean training? It's very vague lah, I must say. Yeah, as long as you don't have a big group of 20 person group together and do in a park, then it's different. It's a different story.
And what are your thoughts on the increasing popularity of online dog training resources?
Online training is useful for certain way of changing behavior. Like for example, teaching toilet training. For example, in my class, toilet training, you don't have to meet face to face to conduct, because the dog may not even pee in the 1 hour of the lessons, right? So there can be some sessions of online, that we share, or what to do. We teach them what to do. So on certain things it may work but not all. I must say, cannot be everything. Yeah.
Okay. And we also want to hear some personal story of yours. So what's the most rewarding case that you've worked on? I mean, you've been a trainer for so many years, right? Your most memorable case?
Memorable, usually it comes with behavioral problems. Usually, yeah. Usually, so I remember I have quite a few very interesting one. The first one will be, we have two. This one is two dogs. All right, this owner has two dogs, and these two dogs very interesting. Yeah, they can walk nicely together. Yeah, but the minute they see another dog, they will turn to each other and fight.
They fight each other.
They fight each other. Strange.
They don't fight another dog.
They don't fight the dog. They fight each other. Yes.
This one I cannot understand.
I also cannot
This is
understand.
interesting.
It's just like I'm walking with my sister, then I saw another friend.
And then you
I
two
go
fight.
fight my sister.
Yeah. Interesting, right? But yes, there's such a case.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, is it a small breed or a medium breed?
It's a small breed lah.
Small breed. Okay, so they fight each other when
They
see
fight each
other
other.
dogs.
Yes. So when the owner called me, I was like, what? What kind of case is this? I
One
also
of the
don't believe.
dogs snatched another dog's friend before, is it?
No, any dog.
Oh, any dog.
Any dog. All right. So I was quite confused. So you can see, but actually it really happens. It really happens. So we go back to basics. All right. So we teach them basic move. Yes. And then we make them to sit and stays. Yeah, there. And I start to bring in toys, like stimulating the dog toy. Then we start to make those that, big battery, they can walk and woo, and walk a bit. Yeah. And then finally I get bigger and bigger toys. Yeah, so that's how we go. Then that is good already. Then we start to have 2 different handlers, each holding to one dog. And then we start to go out. Of course, the initial part, they see dog, they try and go
to close each other.
Yeah. So we start off with maybe further away lah. Yeah, then we slowly come in, and then we move out in and out. And finally, we have 2 by the side. It takes many months.
So what was the thing that caused them to fight together?
Still unknown, is it?
I would think that it's a comfort zone thing lah. Look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
I still feel that one of the dogs stole the other dog's best friend or something.
So this is really, I never hear before this case.
Yeah, quite interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Usually they will attack another dog, or maybe they want to play with another dog. But usually it won't be like, all of a sudden they just turn to each other.
Yeah, they just turn to each other. Strange.
I mean, they stay in the same house.
In the same house.
And they're always okay unless a third dog appears.
Yeah. Sometimes at home, right? Because they stay in the high rise. So when 2 of them at the window, they look down, see a dog, they also fight.
Wow, the owner stress like
Stress.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's something challenging.
But it takes many months to.
It takes a couple of months, but very patient. Keep forward, backward, and then keep going. Yes.
Actually, it's just like a class that you keep on attending, and understand the topic and understand the lesson.
So this kind of teaching, right? You need to give assurance to the owner that be patient. It will work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, need really a lot of patience. Because some pet parents may feel that, how come like 1 month already, then still, you have this issue.
Yes. You really must have you really want to do it, that kind of thing. Because this thing keep going on. Yeah, you have to keep going back to the same house to do the same thing, then it will change.
So have you ever had a training session where a dog outsmart you?
I would say not outsmart lah. Is a lot of time is the owner outsmart. Which is
For example,
yeah. Let me try and recall. Okay, now we have this very interesting dog. Yeah, so we walk, right. Every time when we want ask the dog to sit, he will sit next to you, right. So this particular dog, whenever it sits, he like to sit on your left foot. So it's not right, because how are you going to take the next move? A bit difficult, right? But from owner's point of view, the dog very clever because the floor is dirty.
Actually true also, right?
So it takes a while to convince that the floor is not dirty.
To convince the dog that the floor is not dirty.
No, but the owner feel like, you're so clever.
So clever, you sit on my leg, the floor dirty.
Oh no, I feel like I'm this kind of owner. 很聪明 你没看到.
So to make something negative into positive. Correct.
So whether is the dog clever? Is outsmart? I think it's the owner that we need to sometimes a bit difficult to explain.
Yeah.
Simple example like that lah. Yeah. So yeah lor. So it's also sometimes, right. For example, when we do toilet training, yeah, toilet training just like us, right. We don't pee and poo anywhere in the toilet, right. There's a specific discharge point, right. That's for hygiene and easy maintenance. Some owner will say that no need lah. This dog, as long as go inside toilet, anywhere also can. So to me, it's not very hygienic lah. Because if you don't clean on time, right, over time the thing will smell So you need time. You need to explain to them lah. This doesn't work. Also, it's educating the owner lah, I must say.
Yeah, I think different owners, they have different kind of preference and methods lah. Some they say that maybe those parents that are staying, pet parents that are staying in the landed, you can just pee anywhere at my garden, or pool. It's actually a fertilizer for my plant, that kind of thing. Yeah, but some is no. This is just that pee tray or pee, that position or maybe the area that you should pee lah. Yeah.
Also, I just recall this morning I was talking to one of my client. Very interesting, yeah. So she has a Singapore special. So she has been attending class for a while. So still the dog is pulling. So I'm trying to sort out this issue lah. So to her is that my dog 吃软不吃硬 so you cannot force. You must slowly and do. Yeah, but at the same time, hurry up. When can you finish?
So you must slowly, but yet you must be fast.
You must be fast. Yes. Must be patient, but quick. So these are the problems that we have, you see. So we need to constantly, talk to the owner and things like that. So then it will work well.
I think a lot of pet parents do not know that actually some of the process or the learning thing, it takes time. Especially when it took a little bit longer, and I think the pet parents start to...
No, they're okay. They're okay as long as the program is properly spelled out.
Okay.
How much time needed? As long as by the end of that stipulated time, the end product is there, they are okay. But the problem comes with if there's no programs and you promise that you're going to achieve at the end, but there is no specific guidelines, what is that end product is going to be? And that's where every owner thinks that the primary school kid is graduating in university really. So it doesn't match.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think some pet parents probably be demanding, like, hey, it's too slow, by when my dog should be able to pick up this skill, that kind of thing. Will you face this kind of...
So what we do is we actually discuss first, have a proper programs outline, and then constantly update them, and things will be much better. Yes.
So thank you so much for sharing with us so much about training, dog training, being patient, and what's required. So if our pet parents out there would like to engage you for dog training, how can they find you?
They can look at the website, Sunny Chong, www.sunnychong.com.sg, or the IG, or our Facebook, or you can also call me at 8448-8388.
Wow, okay, got number. So we will link the number and also website links down below. So if you have any questions as well, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below as well. So we'll see you guys in the next session.